Hi, this is me and my new VTuber for right now. For whatever it whatever that means. This is not going to be probably my permanent model, but I wanted to come in here, test some things out, and say hello. So normally, when VTubers do their debut and everything, it's a big hullabaloo. You've got, the whole slide presentation about their character and all of that. I'm not big on the whole idol thing. It's never really been my favorite part of VTubing. So what we're going to do is just kind of make sure that everything works and try and do our best from there. See if I can get this figured out. It's only been maybe a couple of hours since I downloaded this model, and I already love it a whole lot more than dealing with the webcam stuff. So yeah, it's pretty nice. Obviously, there's still a lot to do, a lot to figure out when it comes to VTube Studio, as you can no doubt see. But just the fact that I can just be me and not worry about where I'm facing on the camera or what I look like that day or anything along those lines, it's already been pretty amazing. So yeah, that's what we're here to do, is just to try and get all the technical stuff figured out while I look back and forth at whatever the Oscars are doing. Now, obviously, I've got like the outline thing going on here. There is apparently a thing in VTube Studio that will let me fix that. I haven't figured it out yet, so that's fine. This model is just a free model. It was made by Traim Koubou on, I believe it was Pixiv. I downloaded it from Booth as one of the free models that were available. So thank you very much to our wonderful artists out there who are willing to put these things up for us to try and experiment with. But yeah, give them a look. I put their social tag or their social handle down in the description, and it will be in all of our future descriptions from here on out. But it will not be my permanent model. You know, I am still working on trying to commission a model of my own. It's obviously going to take a little bit more time. I don't have any references or anything like that, but this is a good start to try and see if I can do this, if I like it, anything like that. Like right now I'm drinking coffee and eating chips, and it's wonderful because I don't have to have my weird Slender Man face sitting on the camera the entire time doing this. But it's going to be a work in progress. We'll see how it goes. You know, like I was saying a little bit earlier, when you normally do VTuber debuts, you've got the whole hullaboo. You've got the debut, you've got the character reference sheets, what do I like, here are my favorite animes, and all of that stuff. I'm not big into the idol culture stuff, right? It's never been my thing. So instead, we're going to do this pretty piecemeal. On the one hand, it does kind of suck that I don't have, like, background layouts and all of that stuff made. We'll just have to add those little bit by little bit over time. It is what it is. I'm not super concerned about it. But we'll get there eventually. And you'll get to see how the channel can grow and do all of the normal VTubing stuff little bit by little bit. So, yeah. This is kind of a shared experience with all of us right now, trying to get all of this figured out and working together. You'll get to see step by step how an independent VTuber really gets to build their channel from scratch. You know, I think a lot of people, and this doesn't just apply to VTubers, I think it can apply to streamers, I think it can apply to really anyone that's going to be doing this on the social media front and trying to make that their thing, right? I feel like there's always this hesitation that it has to be 100% perfect, because when, you know, HoloLive debuts, they have everything already made, right? But I think that for independent people and independent streamers, oh, hello, I think that might be kind of a wrong way to go about it, because if you wait for everything to be perfect, then you're always going to be waiting. There's always going to be scuffs. Even the big, professional companies like Niji and Cover, they have scuffs early on a lot of their character debuts, right? So it's not... It's to be expected. If you can get some nice backgrounds and layouts made ahead of time, that's nice. But if you have to delay your debut stream for 6 months to get that done, maybe just go ahead and start. The model is the most important thing. Everything else, especially if you are doing this all on your own, you just kind of gotta wing it. And it's perfectly fine as long as you have your model or you have your camera and you have the ability to stream, to go ahead and get in there and start. It's the same way with a lot of these big VTubers, right? They don't have their full audience right away. People are still figuring them out. So it's kind of silly to expect that you're gonna get to your debut stream and have all of these followers and viewers and all of that just right out of the gate. So it's perfectly fine to experiment and grow and add new things to your channel as time goes on, right? So that's what we are going to do here. We are going to be really just kind of winging it more than anything, and adding the things that I want to get done for the channel as I get them done. If I had some graphic designer friends that could do all of this stuff for me so it would be ready by now, then that would be great, but I don't. So, we got the model. Wonderful free model. And yeah. Sure enough, we're good to go. That's all I need. In terms of the content and everything, if you have been watching my channel for a while, it's not really going to be all that different. We just chill. We play some video games. We have a good time. Nothing's really going to be a surprise. But the nice thing is that with a model, I can experiment with new types of content, which is going to be really nice. Eventually we'll be moving to our own model. I already have the character that I want. It's just the design part is not not my forte, right? But I have the character concept that I like. I just need to figure out the artist and figure out what they need in terms of concept art and that kind of thing, right? So for right now, this is just going to be a temporary model. That's just kind of leading into what I was getting at a little bit earlier, right? Is we'll be trying new types of content and that kind of thing. Like, hey, we have a VTuber model now. I don't have to be nervous about singing on stream. So if I want to do an unarchived karaoke stream, we can do it. There's nothing wrong with that. Some of the guitar streams will probably be a little bit more interesting now that I have a model. So, it's not going to be 100% there yet. This isn't going to be a cover corp model. But hopefully one day we can get there. Hopefully one day, if things go well, we can commission that extra model and get our own character and get the rigging where I need it to be. And sure enough, we'll have some fun with it. But yeah, so that's kind of what this stream is here for. I don't know if you guys could tell or not, but I'm already quite a bit more expressive just in terms of how I feel and my voice and all of that good stuff. Just from the fact that I don't have to worry about my camera. That one small change is a world of difference to me, and I'm sure there are a lot of other people out there like that too. Self-confidence doesn't come easy. I'm pretty confident in a lot of things in my life. Some would even say narcissistic in some of the parts of my life. But my looks are not one of them. So, yeah, this lets me be who I feel like I actually am. Not in terms of being a weird anime character, my hair is much darker. But just in terms of how I can express myself and the things that I want to do on stream and all of that. So yeah, it's already been a world of difference, and I think this is going to be a lot of fun moving forward and trying to really make this grow into a bigger thing, right? So, you know, as I was saying, it's going to be kind of touch and go while we try and work on a few of these things when it comes to the stream and it comes to the model. You know, another thing is that I know that like past lives are a very big thing in the VTubing world. Again, I'm not going to be worried about all of that because this is still my channel. This is still kind of my home. And it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for me to delete all of those videos that I have worked so hard on over the years, just because I might be worried that people know what I look like. So my videos are still gonna stay on this channel. I might even still occasionally do live, you know, webcam streams, especially with the guitar stuff. If I can get my guitar and camera and all of that set up in a way in my room that seems interesting, I'm really not opposed to doing that. Like, I do like Katie Cat. She's really cool, does a lot of guitar streams, and she does the thing where she has her model on and her webcam so you can actually see, you know, her fretwork. So that's always going to be an option. Like, the webcam thing might still pop up here and there. It's not like it's going to be permanently gone or anything like that. So yeah, we have options. That's the thing with this. That's what I think I like the most about the potential here with VTubing, are the options. Because there's just so many things that you can do with a VTuber model that you can't always do with a live camera. Whether it's sight gags, whether it's thumbnails, whether it's the type of content you do. There's just so many more opportunities. You know, there might be cases where, yeah, having the live webcam is the better option. And then there's also types of content where VTubing is the preferred option. You know, live streaming is really, if it's not podcast style or gaming, you're kind of limited, right? Like, you can do really any kind of content that you want. But the reality of actually creating that content and the type of work that you have to do to create it is very different in live webcam world versus VTubing. Like think of Hollow Talk, right? It's really hard to do that in real life. Like, yeah, let's just go ahead and create a talk show, right? That's just not something that's easily done. And I know this because I've worked for talk shows before. A couple big ones. I've seen how hard it is to make those sets and be a good host and create those segments, right? In the real world, if you wanted to do that, you're talking about a lot of money and a lot of investment just on the sets alone. But here, you just need some art. Here, if you want to just have a fun collab, and then as long as you've got a good background and a good idea, you can do it. And that's the nice thing for VTubing. So we can try things that, yeah, you can technically possibly do them with a webcam, but most people who do that kind of content are already very successful and can afford to do that kind of content, right? Whereas here, we can do kind of whatever we want as long as we've got the ideas for it. Hey, you want ASMR streams? Okay, let's do it. Let's do my storytime ASMR without having my weird face on the, Oh, I didn't mean to pull the maiden. Okay. Yeah, we can do it without having my weird face on the webcam the entire time. Instead, we can have my VTuber model. And, yeah, just make it a nice, chill thing. I don't have to worry as much about the background and everything that I have been planning on making. But there's gonna be scuffs. It's gonna happen. VTube Studio is a very simple program to get started up and running, but very, very difficult to really get into the weeds of it when you start coming down to like manipulating axes and that kind of thing. So we'll play around, and I'll try and fine-tune some things with the expressions and how much I'm moving and that kind of thing. But this is probably going to be the channel going forward, right?